for getting us set up, getting everyone set in. I'm just gonna switch this around. Not sure if I can spotlight this for everybody, my main thing. Let me do that. Okay, there we go. All right, there you go. So welcome in, everybody. Hello, hello. Today we are going to be working on setting our intentions in 5 steps. So I've kind of broken it down into 5 different steps that will help you set your intentions for the year. And along with our intentions, we'll also be working on some goal setting. Now, we will be working in our Happy Planner. So if you have a Happy Planner, go ahead and grab it. You do not have to have a Happy Planner to work through the process. You can just do it on paper. You can even, we'll be working on paper that you can add to your Happy Planner. So if you haven't selected your planner yet, don't worry, you will not be behind the 8 ball for this workshop. We'll actually be working on pages that you can then insert into your planner. If you don't intend to use a planner for this year, you can still do your goal planning and your intentions using, again, just paper. You can create like a little frame like this if you want to, or even just a collage that you can set into a page protector and have available for you to go back and review on. So we're going to go through the different steps on how to get to the end goal. The end goal is being able to create your vision board that you can add to your planner so that you can look at it frequently and often. So I've got a presentation set up and I'm going to go ahead and share those slides with you for the presentation. It's funny, my screen is a little bit far away from me, so I have to put on my glasses when I need to look at it. Okay. So we're going to go through the presentation and then I'll move to my overhead camera and get to work. So if you want to grab some paper to take notes, this would be a good time to do that. And remember that this class is being recorded. So after the workshop, you'll be able to kind of come back, go through it at your own pace. Setting your intentions and your goals will not happen in this hour, but you're going to get all the activities and knowledge on where to get started. And then at your own pace, you'll start pulling the pieces together and filling in the holes, and then using your Happy Planner stickers and planner to kind of embellish it all and make it pretty. So this first slide is our intention setting workshop. Our 5 steps are going to be, the first step is reflection, and then we're going to set clear and positive intentions. We'll talk about what intentions are and how we're going to use those intentions to set SMART goals, and then create a visual reminder of what your intentions are and what your goals are, and then use effective tools to check in with yourself to make sure that you are hitting your goals. So the first step is to do an end of year reflection. So what you want to do is take some time to think back to your 2023 year. And if you kept a planner, this is always a great spot to pull out your planner and sort of go through it and reflect on 2023. This is something I like to do with a cup of coffee at a quiet moment. If you're somebody who's experiencing this cold weather that's coming through, maybe today's the perfect day, you're snowed in, and just to take a moment, sit down and jot down your highs and your lows of 2023. This is going to help us look forward to 2024 and really help you establish what was important for you in 2023. So this reflection time is gives you a foundation of helping you to set your intentions that align with who you really are and what was really important to you in 2023. So what I like to do is sit down and with my planner or my phone and just look through my camera, scroll through my camera roll and jot down my highs of the year and my lows of the year. Now, everybody's highs and lows will be different. So I want you to remember that this process is very personal, and it's really important to take time to be kind to yourself as you go through this journey. Celebrate your successes, learn from what challenged you, and stay open to where you can grow and what you can change. I just cannot stress enough to take the time to be kind to yourself. So as you're looking at pictures, remember what was important of that moment, why the picture was taken, and just reflect on that time and figure out like what was important to you, why that was a high or why it was a low. And so you can even jot down, the event, how it made you feel. Did you feel strong? Did you feel discouraged? What were your emotions as that event was happening, or as you were feeling that high or feeling that low? Setting our intentions is really going to help us set our goals for this coming year. So again, just remember, this is something that I start this, and sometimes I'll come back to it. I'll walk away, maybe a day or two, I'll come back. I usually start this process mid-December when I'm purchasing gifts for people or I'm wrapping presents. Another time that I spend throughout the year doing my highs and lows, just mentally kind of checking in with myself, is when I'm folding my family's laundry. I know it sounds crazy, but I find that when I'm folding a shirt, I'm thinking about my son or my daughters, why they were wearing that shirt, what they were doing, what happened that week. So kind of those are some of the ways that I check in on my highs and lows throughout the year. Now, I also do have a 2024 version in our presentation here, and you guys will get, I'll share a link to this presentation so you can kind of copy these down if you want to. But what I like to do, I don't like to do this. I'm going to do this year. My intention is to be more in the present. So at the end of each month, to sort of review those highs and lows. So I've got a 2024 page set into my planner, and we're gonna finish that off together. So once you've sat down and sort of done some reflection on where your successes were, where your lows were, how they made you feel, the next step is to start thinking about your core values. And your core values are really the what is important to you, how you're going to build your life and find fulfillment in your life. Like what do you want your purpose to be? And so you can think long term for your core values, you can think short term for your core values, you can think immediately for yourself, like what is it about you that are your core values, and maybe extend that into your family, and what is the core values of your family? How does your family go out into the world? How do you go out into the world? So I've got this fun page that I like to do, like finding my focus. So what I'll do is I'll put a picture in the middle, and then around that, I'll look back on maybe where my strengths were in the previous year, where my weaknesses were in the previous year, what I found joy in, what I found to be dull and boring, and sort of use that as a tool to establish my core values for the coming year. And your core values will always be evolving and changing. So don't feel like, oh, if I write it down, I have to stick to that one core value. You can evolve and change your core values as you progress and grow. But knowing what's important to you will help you set your intentions for the coming year. So this is sort of like, we'll use this kind of layout to jot down some of our core values. And this next screen really is just a jumping point to sort of help you if you're like, well, I really don't know where to start thinking about core values. So I kind of think about my core values and I come home and then I go out. So I think about like what's important to me? What do I want to achieve? What do I want to put out into the world? I want to put out kindness into the world. I want to help other people. I want to help other people be crafty. I want to help other people learn to sort of find that crafty muscle that's in there and scratch that itch of creativity. So I want to, that's my personal goal. I always want to be learning and growing in my education for myself. So I'm always challenging myself to look at new tools, new things in my home for myself. Like maybe I'm working on my health. So I want to educate myself on better health things or running. So I'm always trying to like get better at something. So that is one of my core values, is to be growing and be learning. In fact, when I did my reflection, I noticed a lot of what I was reflecting on was things that grew and things that didn't grow, both physically and metaphysically. So that was something that was important. Balance may be a core value for you. Maybe you're trying to balance, your family, your career, your personal life, everything that's kind of coming at you, and you're just trying to hold it all together, and balance is something that's important. Or maybe you're struggling holding it all together and you're like, you know what, I just need to let some things go this year. So one of your core values may end up being like prioritizing, really realizing what's important for you, and then letting go of the things that maybe are holding you back from doing that. So once you kind of like kind of brainstormed a whole bunch of your core values, you can narrow it down to a handful of core values that you really want to use as your foundation for your intentions for 2024. So I usually recommend to pick 3 to 4 core values that you want to really set into and focus for the year. So these are core values that when you do some meditation or you do some affirmations, you're thinking about those core values as you move forward in your day. So this next page we're going to create will be your core values, and we'll kind of, you can do as many as you want. You don't have to do 3. You may say, I'm more with 5 core values. So once you've done your intentions, it makes it easier to figure out what's important to you and set up your core values. And then we can start working on setting some clear intentions. So what are intentions? So intentions are basically taking what you want to restore. It's like what you want to restore within yourself, within your family, what your purpose is, what your motivation is to move forward. That's kind of how I think of intentions. I think of it like I want to be purposeful in how I plan my year, maybe my 5-year plan. And so my intentions are rooted in the core values that I hold, and I'm able to commit to my intentions. So as you're thinking about what's important to you with your core values, you're going to use those core values to set your intentions and commit to what you want to put out into the universe. And you can put your intentions out into the universe in a variety of different ways. So just sometimes just thinking about that, what you want to have the outcome be, it's consciously deciding what you want your year to look like and focusing your energy and your thoughts on the outcome that you want. So a lot of times when you set intentions, they're set in the present of what you can do, but they're looking forward to the future. So it's kind of both, which can be confusing. You're setting your intentions in the present with an eye towards the future. And so when you set intentions, you're committing to what you're going to have in the future. So sort of take a moment, as once you've done your reflection, your core values, now think about where you want to be in a year, in 3 years, in 5 years. What does that really look like for you? And visualize that outcome. If you're into meditation, this is a really good practice just to do some deep breathing and visualize where you want to be. One of the ways I did that for myself was I don't, I'm a procrastinator. I'm an awful procrastinator. So sometimes if I have a task that's keeping me up at night, I just have to visualize myself the next day doing that task and visualizing the outcome and setting the intent to tackle that task, to kind of eat that frog, and so that I can manage that task and manage my time effectively to complete that task. Now, that's just like one little goal. In my intention, my visualization can also be longer. So, like, if I'm one of my goals this year is my health. So, as I'm going to sleep, a lot of times I'll think about, like, what's it going to look like when I achieve my goals? What's it going to look like when I hit my outcome? And I've made, hit my target goal and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. What will that look like? So you're going to define your intentions very clearly, and we're going to focus them on positive language using affirmative voice. So it's your intentions are not, I want to do more of X, Y, and Z. Your intentions are, I am committing to reading more this year. I'm committing to spending 20 minutes every day reading my favorite books. I'm committing every night to put moisturizer on my face. And it's even broader than that, because each of those small things go to the bigger intention, to your bigger core value of maybe taking care of yourself. Maybe one of your core values is you need to take care of yourself so you can take care of other people. And so your intention is, you have to ask yourself, what does taking care of myself look like? Taking care of myself might be eating better, exercising more, drinking more water, putting moisturizer on my face, brushing my teeth, whatever you visualize as the outcome of your intention. So this screen here is just sort of a way to get your brain thinking about some of the areas that you can work on to set your intentions. And this, I kind of gave you big buckets to sort of dump things into and figure out what is important to you and what resonates with you. Then you're going to write down your intentions, and we're going to attach a little visual to your intentions, but you'll write down your intentions in a very positive and a very completing the process focus sentence or two. You may want to do more than one or two sentences. You may have the ideas, but not know how to express it. Use artificial intelligence to sort of help you formulate your intentions and put that down on paper, and really be real with yourself about what your intentions are and what you can achieve. So be authentic. Don't set this huge intention that you really can't fulfill. So you want to be authentic with yourself and be real with yourself when setting your intentions. And the intentions really will help you. Setting these intentions will help us with our next step, which is our goals. So once you've gotten your intentions down, those intentions will help you understand your goals and help you visualize what your goals are, like what you need to do to achieve that end intention. Setting your intentions gives you a deeper connection with your core values and really overall where you want to go. And having those intentions set at the beginning will really give more meaning to your goals, and it makes the goal setting a whole different process for everybody. So really think about those intentions. And then the next step is we'll write out SMART goals. So with each intention, you may have multiple smaller goals that you need to achieve to hit that intention. So for example, you may want to run a 5K. Your intention is to feel strong and confident and healthy in 2024. And one of your goals to do that is to run a 5K. So your goal of running that 5K brings about the intention of living a healthier lifestyle, which goes to your core value of taking care of yourself. So it all kind of comes full circle, and it'll keep coming back to those core values. And when you're writing your goals out, don't be afraid to reach for the stars. Like, you want to set goals that are realistic and attainable, but don't be afraid to say, okay, my 5-year goal is this. Can I achieve that at some point? And if the answer is yes, then break it down into smaller goals that you can hit and achieve to get you to your larger goal or your larger intention. The goals will give you direction to achieve your intentions for the year. So that's why we're gonna start off with some SMART goals. So some of you may have already heard what SMART means. A SMART goal has 5 steps to it. So as you're thinking about your goal, you're going to write down a specific goal. It's going to be not some broad idea, but you want to be very specific with your goal. You want your goal to be measurable. How do you know if you've achieved the goal? What's the measurement for that? Can you achieve that goal? Is the goal achievable? If you get to this part, if you get to the A and you're going, oh, there's no way I can do this, then go back to your goal and back your goal back a little bit to something that is achievable, that is relevant. So by relevant, I mean, like, can you, does it align with your core values? Is it something that's important to you? So you may say, you may be on Book Talk and everybody's reading 10 books a week, and that's what your goal is. Well, is that relevant to you? Can you really, how does that help your core value? Number one, is it achievable? Number two, is it relevant to where you want to be and where you want to go? And SMART goals are always time bound. So you're going to set a time limit to start that goal and to finish the goal. So you want to make sure that as you work through your goals, that they hit all those different SMART checkpoints. So here's a worksheet, and I can make this and put it in my planner and keep this relevant and open so that I can always go back and reference it. So again, I have a goal that I've kind of spelled it out for myself. And if your intention is my intention is to run a half marathon with a focus on my health, cherishing the training journey, and finding joy in each step to cultivate a sustainable and fulfilling running experience. So what that means to me is I want to run a half marathon. I've already signed up for the half marathon. It's going to happen, but I want to enjoy the process. I want to enjoy every step I'm out there training to run this half marathon. So that means when I start a run, I want to have an affirmation for my run, a mantra that I can, kind of keep repeating into my head as I'm taking those steps, and find joy in the running community, find joy in the process of running, and really feel the accomplishment that running that half marathon is going to give my body and my health. And then the last part of it is to make your vision board and make it visible. So your intentions, you're putting that out there into the universe, and you're setting goals that are attainable, that are SMART, that you can achieve. And then you're creating a vision of how you're going to achieve that. So my goals, and I'll go through my goals, but my goals are to focus on my health, cherishing the training journey, and finding joy in each step. So this is my goal to run my half marathon. I want to channel my inner Usain Bolt, who is an Olympic runner, the fastest man. I think he's still the fastest man, but that's who, when I'm running, I want to channel Usain Bolt and be him out on the street. And as I'm lacing up my shoes, I want to think about him and think about how fast he is and think about why that's important to him. I have a running buddy and a running community. So I want to be able to focus with them on hitting my milestones. I want to enjoy running like I did when I was a kid, like just to go out and run and not think about it and not get in my head. I want to fuel my body to accomplish my runs and accomplish my goals. And my half marathon is the Rock and Roll Half Marathon in Washington D.C. So that's also part of my visual. And then you're going to take your visual and make it part of your routine. So how are you going to routinely check in? And I'm going to check in on myself using my planner. So I have created, oh, sorry, that graphic looks funky. I've created a planner page for each month until my half marathon that tells me how much I need to run or what I need to achieve each day to hit my goal. And so I can use this as a way to check in on myself, check in on my goals, and see how I'm doing. So that is all that will go into my planner, and I'll have that in front of me as I'm moving along. Now, I want to make sure we open this up to any questions. If you have any questions, I know it's kind of hard for me to see. Nicole, were there any questions that I can answer?
Mostly just everyone would like to get a copies of that link to the stuff. So
Absolutely. I will put that in the presentation, I mean, in the chat at the end, and then we will also put that with the recording. So you'll have a link to the presentation with the recording, and you can take your pages and print them out and then add them to your planner. So I guess I'll just start like just kind of talking a little bit about your vision board and how you can create that. I'm going to do some visuals on the other parts of it, the reflections and the goals and all that. But it really, your final vision board is really up to you and what makes sense for you. So don't hesitate to alter and vary what you're doing. A lot of times I'll do a vision board that goes in the front of my scrapbook for the year. So it'll have, my word of the year, and then I'll write down the different things that are important to me, what I'm working on, what my goals are, what I want to keep my focus on. So, don't feel like I don't want anybody to not do this because they don't have a happy planner. So take your time and let's, make sure you do it at your own pace and with what you need. So I'm going to go over and to my overhead camera here. And let's see, here we go. Oops, it moved on me. How did that happen? Here we go. All right. So my planner this year is going to be, I'm going to be using this 2024 planner for the year. And it's a column planner. So I have my month spread, and then I have my different columns with the grids that I'll be using. And my pages I'm going to insert into my planner. So that's going to be my planner. Now I also have a notebook, a happy planner notebook with kind of the blank pages and a little bit of decoration on the top here. And it says, follow your heart. But you don't feel like you have to use happy planner paper. You can use the happy planner punch and punch the sheets to insert into your happy planner. And then you can use stickers if you want. That's a picture of me. I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. But you can, use some of the stickers. If you're new to Happy Planner and you don't have a sticker book, I really like the awesome sticker books because they have a lot in there. But you also have, smaller sticker books that you can work with to just add a little bit of embellishment. We're all crafty, we're all creative. So having that little bit of pizzazz kind of makes it a little fun. Okay, so the first thing I talked about doing was writing your highs and lows of 2023. So I just kind of created like a brain dump of all my highs and lows of 2023. And you can see I use different color pens because I'll do it and then I'll come back to it. And I just kind of keep working at it as I go along. But one of the things I noticed about my highs, we did was a lot about focused on home renovation projects, my kids in their school success, some traveling that we did far. We went to Portugal, but we also explored our hometown. So that was really great. So I kind of like use this as a way to help me write down my core values and as a way to sort of grow on where I wanted to kind of use as a launching pad, my lows as my launching pad. So, I had a little bit of a career speed bump at the end of the year. That was a low. I felt very sleep deprived. I actually think I wrote that twice, and unorganized, and I was procrastinating quite a bit this year. So those are some areas that I know I want to focus on that are important to me. So when you feel those lows, know that those are also part of your core value. Because if it wasn't a low and it was just a, kind of like a blip in the year, it wasn't important to you. So some people may find one thing a low, some people may find another thing a low. So what you find a low, basically somebody else might not find a low. And some years are harder and your lows may seem daunting and challenging. And again, I just take time, learn from find the silver lining in your year and where you want to go with that. So once I've done my highs and my lows, then I sort of do a brain dump and I break it down into different areas of my life, what's important to me, where I want to kind of like what stood out to me from the year in my year review. And maybe some things are about like where I'm going in the future, like if I'm going to retirement or something like that. So this is again a tool that I use to help me establish my core values and where I want to go in the coming year. Now, for my 2023, I want to show you all. I just used some lined paper from the Happy Planner. This was just pulled out of another lined notebook, and you can use, your regular paper and add some washi tape, do your hole punches. But this I'll use in 2024. And at the end of each month, I'll be able to reflect on my highs and my lows. So I'll have a cover page here, and because I realize that it may be more than a year. And I used the stickers from this I Love Stickers Brights book for the flowers. And Happy Planner has these really big chunky alphabets, which are just so fun. And I use those on my cover page here. So what I like to do is take the Happy Planner. They have these little, where did I put it? I put what this is. This comes in a package and it's just really like a guide to help you plan out where you're going to place your stickers on your page. And I had that. I thought I had that pulled out. Yes, I did. Okay, sorry about that. That was over on the other side of the room. These are, you get a pack of them and they're, oops, that's the large icon stickers. You get, I'll find it. You get a pack of these clear pieces that you can use to kind of lay out your stickers as you're working. So what I like to do is I lay out my stickers and then I put some stickers around the edge of my page. And you'll notice that they go off the edge of my page. So I can either use my little scissors here and just cut this off. And I usually will save these to the edge of my table and then I'll put them on another page if I want to. I kind of challenge myself too sometimes to put these, to use a whole sticker book. Okay, so you see how I just cut that? You can use your paper trimmer. If you're using a paper trimmer, I find it easiest to put a little baby powder on the back of your stickers so they don't stick and they just slice through really nicely. So I removed my little extra stickers on the edge, and I'm going to take my layout of my stickers here. I just use a straight ruler and I bend this a little bit, not so much that it breaks, but enough to kind of get the stickers to pull up a bit. So they kind of come off the base there, and I'll just slide my ruler right underneath those.
Kesley.
Yes.
Um, Marianne said before you stick it down, review is spelled wrong, in case you care.
Ah, I didn't realize that. Thank you. Thank you, Marianne. That's another great reason to use these little cheat sheets. Wouldn't that be funny that review was spelled wrong? So I just popped that up. Put that back down. There we go. Review. Okay, so I'm making it look harder than it is because I'm trying to get it onto the camera for you all. But you just slide your ruler, your straight edge right under there. Okay. And I'm missing my W there. It's not coming up. There we go. There we go. So I'm just going to kind of like use the line on my ruler to keep the letters all together and all lined up. And then I can kind of put this back on and see where I want my review word to go. So it's going to go right on that line there. And my center of my line is right there. So I just put that down like that. And I might come back throughout the year and add some pictures onto here that are relevant to the year, to the review. If we travel and that's maybe one of our highs, I might add a picture from our trip onto this page and sort of use it as a little scrapbook journal or something like that. So let's see. Okay. And then we're just going to tuck this right onto here. This is a great, I love doing, using my ruler to get my letters straight and centered. So if you ever do that, that's a great little way to do it. So now I'll put this into my planner at the end of January. So as I review my January dates, I can like at the end of the month, I can kind of think about what were my highs and what were my lows as I'm going through, and then I can keep adding to it and moving it forward throughout the year. Some people may want to just put it in the back of your planner and have a little tab so that you can jot down more regularly. You can even make these into journal/scrapbook pages if you want to. And then next year, doing your highs and lows page will be significantly easier because you'll have all of that information right there at your fingertips as you go along. So I used my highs and lows to establish some of my core values. And so once you've kind of done that review and the reflection, then our next step is to do our core values. So some of my core values that I kind of kept coming back to were time with my family, our home, being creative, growth, organization, my health, a positive outlook, and leadership. So these were sort of different areas that I wanted to focus on and make as my core values. So what I decided for my core values page was I grabbed a picture of myself because let's admit it, this is all about you. So put yourself in the center of your core values. And I'm just using the Happy Planner Punch. You can mat this if you want, but I'm just going to pop this out and put this right in the center of my core values page. And then I'm going to grab my sticker book, and I have, this is going to be my core values page here. I'm going to use these stickers to sort of break out my core values. So what I'm going to do is just you'll use your adhesive. I know, should I mat that? I feel like that needs a mat. This is the fun part of doing this kind of stuff, is that you get to use your tools, kind of sneak in and grab some of your other tools that you have in your craft space, and just to have fun with it. So we're doing a little bit of adhesive on the back of the photo, and I'm just going to put this in here about like that and give it just a little mat and help it stand off from the page a little bit. So why put a picture of yourself here? Your goals and your core values are about you. If you want to do a second core values page for that's like specific for your family members, I would do that, and then just pick a picture of your family and put that on your core values page as a secondary core value. If maybe you are and you own your own business and you want to do a core values page for your business, then this is a great spot to do that. You can add some washi tape to it if you want to. So just use your washi tape as a little embellishment here. I didn't mean to put that on me. All right, so there we go. Add just a little bit of washi tape. So the washi tape just adds, well, this isn't colorful, but it just adds a little bit of color, a little bit of interest to your page. So you can add that. You can do that with markers if you wanted to. You can do it however you want to add that on there. And then we can come through and just take some of these stickers and put them on the page like this. And so my first one down here, I'm going to write growth. And my core value here is to never stop learning. I always want to be learning. I want to role model that for my children so that they always want to be learning and that they're excited about their own growth possibilities and how they see the world. And then another one is going to be family time. That's like a huge core value for me. So I'm going to write down family time. The time I spend with my family, I value that immensely. So my core value is to be present with my kids and my husband. And now a minor of that extends to my friends as well and my extended family. So I might put that here and say friend time. And then I'll keep working my way around my page to add my core values. And don't worry if you make a mistake, your little stickers can just kind of come back up and you can realign them. That one went a little crooked on me. So that's, you're just going to add those around your page. If you don't have the stickers, you can draw circles, you can draw squares, you can add those into your page however it makes sense to you. Just keep adding them, and don't feel like once you've added them once, like, okay, I've done this page, I'm done. Throughout the year, if you find more core values, then add those on here. So our home, I want our home to be, my core value is for our home to be a constant base for my family. Any empty nesters out there, you know what I'm talking about. If you're worried about your own handwriting, print these out on stickers and then add them to your page. You can, if you don't want to have your own handwriting on there, you can do that. Then again, I'm going to put this in the front of my book because this is my core values are right here. If I wanted to add another page, I could do a core value for my family or for my business, anything like that. You can just keep adding to your core values. So I'll keep adding on to that page and filling that out. And then your next page, once you've done your core values, is to sort of narrow it down to your three like values. And it doesn't have to be three. I like to do things in numbers of three. So three makes sense to me. So I will do my top three core values. And I've sort of already pulled out like just to show where that value is going to go on my page. But I cut out some pictures, as you saw, on my from my. Let me pull this aside. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. That's my layout, and I printed out some pictures. I just made a page of pictures I liked. You can do this in Microsoft Word. You can cut these out of magazines, anything like that. You can cut those out. But from my core values, from this sheet of core values, I sort of narrowed it down to manageable core values that I felt were important for myself. So one of them was health, my outlook, and my home/family and organization. So with those being three core values I want to focus on, then I run into my intentions. So from my initial core values, and I think I'm going to leave this space on the back side here. You could put your three core values here. I think I'm going to do a separate page for my three core values of health, home, and family right here because I want to just add those as separate pages and then use the back sheet of the other one more for notes and how those intentions, those core values are being guided throughout the year. So on here, you can just, we're going to have three core values. Let's put those like this. And you just write your values down. So I value my health. And if you want to get creative, you can use alphabet stickers or you can use your pen, HEALTH. I shouldn't write and think at the same time. So my health, my outlook, and my home, my family, and organization. And I'll tell you more about my organization struggles. There. So you can add those just like that onto your page. You can write them right onto your page and then use a little bit of washi tape to put those down. Use your mono tape, whatever makes sense to you. And from here, then I'm going to sort of add some embellishments as to why I picked these. So I can either add photos on here, I can add maybe some inspiring words on here, whatever motivates you to say, okay, this is where my heart is this year. This is where I want to go with my intentions this year. This is where I want to focus. So we're just going to add the year onto here. And we're just decorating, just add a little pizzazz to your page if you want to.
Definitely. Someone asked, what goals under making your home desirable for your grown kids? What goals did you have? They are an empty nester also.
Can you say that one more time? I'm sorry.
So someone asked, they said they're an empty nester as well, and they were curious about what you had under your goals for making your home more desirable for your grown kids.
That is a great question. So my this is what I wrote under home, family, and organization. I'm committed to cherishing and prioritizing family time by creating moments of connection, laughter, and shared experiences. I envision our home as a sanctuary, a welcoming space that radiates love and hospitality. Understanding my need for organization for my well being, I'm committed to maintaining order in my life. So, this was a big chunk for me in my core values that helps me set my intentions. So I realize that when my kids come home and I've established an order and a system, like growing up, they knew the order and the system of things, they knew how things ran. But when they left, things kind of shifted and priorities kind of changed. Um, and I find that they come home and it's like chaos. And that creates chaos for me. And I can't sit down and enjoy them because it's so hectic and crazy. Um, so I really I want to create a system in my own organization for when they do come home. So one of the things I did at Christmas time was I planned out all the meals and I told them when the meals were and what they were going to be. And I asked them what are they eating right now? Like it just very conversational, open-ended questions. What kind of foods are you having? What are you enjoying? What are you tasting? So I kind of could organize my meals and the food I had in the refrigerator because something they ate when they were 8, they don't eat anymore. So I didn't want to have leftover food. So that was one way that I manage that for my family. But my intention is really I want them to come home and feel, and not just kids who are grown, but even, if you have high schoolers or young children, I want my home to be a sanctuary for them, for my friends. I want it to be a welcoming space that when someone leaves my home, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I just feel so good when I'm there." That's really my hope and my dream for my home. So having that space for my family it's a core value for me, and for them to feel like this is their home still is a core value for me. So that's why I'm tackling that in 2024, because I am that empty nester and I'm still sort of adjusting to that empty nest methodology. Maybe you're a new mom and you're just adjusting to a new change in your life. So I set out that intention of this is what I want to create. And so that's why that was an important intention for me. So for my intentions, what I've done is I'm creating 3 different pages. So I have that first page. Did I put it in my planner? I did. So I have my first page here that I will translate onto this page here. Some of my key takeaways in my brain dump of my core values onto each of these individual sections, like why this was important, why I want to focus on it, what's my why. So I'll put that here from my core values. I'll add that onto there. Then, recognizing that I've picked 3 core values, I will again space these out and use imagery to focus on these areas. So one of them obviously is health. So I took this little picture. Let's see if I can punch it out. Put it that way. So it's a little bit too big. Just gonna narrow that down a smidge. So from here, we're going to add your intentions page, and your intention can be short or it can be long. Now, for my intentions, I did use Chat GPT because I kind of sat down with myself and I knew what I wanted. I knew how I wanted to get there, but I just wasn't confident to put it into my own words. So I asked Chat GPT, I said, help me write an intention about my health. And again, I used my core values here. And I said, about my health, feeling the very best in my body makes me overall happier. I want to be running. I want to have time outside. I want to feel outgoing, confident. I want to have energy. I want to include something about my mental health and overall feel better and stronger and happier about myself and the world around me. So I inserted that into Chat GPT to help me come up with my intention. And I really got a very full answer on that, which was great. So I can read to you. Let's see where I put my page that has that information on there. Oh, here it is. So with my top three, this is my commitment statement for my health. I am committed to reclaiming my optimal health by prioritizing a holistic approach that incorporates a focus on shedding excess weight. Yes, one of my lows this year was I gained weight, building strength, running, and adopting healthy habits that enhance my energy levels, sleep quality, and self confidence. So from here, I can put down, I can write that commitment right into here as my intention. That is my intention for how I'm going to approach my health for this year. And then I'll do the same thing for my outlook. So my outlook was I'm committed to living a life filled with positivity, joy, and gratitude. Each day I'll focus on the blessings that surround me and express gratitude for the abundance in my life. This isn't, I want to be happier. This is this is a commitment I'm making because my outlook is a core value. And I really want to have a solid intention for creating an outlook of positivity and joy and gratitude. So my outlook is very important to me. And how I approach that outlook is very important. So again, I have a picture here of people on the beach with sparklers. Sparklers bring joy to me. I don't know about you guys, but I love, a good sparkler. So that is going to be my outlook. I want my outlook to be positive and energetic and enthusiastic. So I'm just using that little punch. I'm punching it out. And I will come back and add, because there's so many great Happy Planner, it's such a good name, but there's so many great things about the Happy Planner and positive, good outlooks. So this one is more glitter, please. So instead of having just that little piece of paper there, I can do the more glitter, please. Maybe add a little bit of washi tape on the bottom here. Add my picture and then write my commitment out on that page. So you just have to do the work a little bit ahead of time to be able to write these down. Is there a
And
question about
Kesley,
that? Yeah.
um, so someone asked, what if we don't have any of the pages to punch holes through and add 2024 Happy Planner for the core values and intentions? Can we just use the priorities, important, and take notes section of the Happy Planner?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can even just take a piece of cardstock if you want. You can take, like if you have some pattern paper, you can use pattern paper. If you just have white, this is just copy paper. My pictures, I just printed these pictures out on copy paper. This is just my notes were on copy paper. And in fact, when I get to my goals, which is next, so I'll set this aside and I'm going to add my verbiage onto my intention sheets. So we'll set that aside for right now. And we're going to pull up my goal sheets. Now, I printed off a box grid for my goal sheet here. And if I wanted to put it into my planner, your pages are 7 inches by 9.25. So I'll just take my paper and I'll trim it down 7 inches. And if you have a paper trimmer, use your paper trimmer. If you don't have a paper trimmer, you can always use a ruler and a pencil and cut it by hand. So I'll just do that. And then if you want to add a little embellish, like if you're worried that you're going to be pulling it in and out of your in and out of your planner, maybe you want to add a little bit of tape to it, a little washi tape. So you can reinforce those holes a bit. So I'm going to pull that out. And we're going to put this on the edge. And don't worry that I covered that up. I can still see it, or I can add a little, there are plenty of stickers that say goals in your Happy Planner sticker books. So don't worry about that. You can always embellish that and cover that up with something fun. And then I'm just going to put this in my hole punch. I always like to make sure I've got it lined up right. Make sure. Yep, that's okay. So it's that line there. So I'm just gonna, this is the Happy Planner hole punch. So it punches the holes for you. So if you didn't have, Happy Planner, if you didn't have a Happy Planner notebook with the filler paper, you can just create your own. So I've just punched that out and I'm ready to go with that as is. And I can just run with that page now, and that'll fit in my planner. So for this one, I have written out one of my SMART goals. Let's see. So the health is my goal. So I'll do my health goal because I have my Usain Bolt here. And I hope I'm saying his name right. I know he's very popular in the running world and in Jamaica. So let's just pop him in here. And again, I have you can use pictures from magazines, pictures of family members, people who inspire you. Don't be afraid to, take somebody else who inspires you and add that to your intentions and your goals. Say, that's who I want to be like. I want to be like that person, and have that as your goal, to be more like that person. So I'm going to put Usain Bolt on my page right here. Now, if you remember our SMART goals, so this goes with my health intention, my intention to be healthy. So my health intention is I'm committed to reclaiming my optimal health. And I'm doing it by prioritizing I'm prioritizing healthy habits and that enhance my energy levels. So I'm going to just say my goal is to, let's see, incorporate healthy habits to run a half marathon. So my goal is specific. It's a half marathon. And it's going to take place on March 26th. It's measurable. It's measurable because I have to show up for that half marathon. I also have a program that I'm following, the Hal Higdon program. And I don't know how to spell his name, but I'm following his half marathon program, which is measurable. Every day I know how much I need to run and what I need to do to be able to run a half marathon with joy and confidence and happiness. Is it achievable? Yes, I know it's achievable. In October, I ran a 10 miler. So I know that I can achieve this goal, foreseeing any injury or anything like that. It's achievable by maintaining my health and positive outlook. And is it relevant to my core value, which my core value is my health and regaining reclaiming my optimal health. So yes, this is super relevant to reclaiming my optimal health. Now, if I get injured and I can't do the run, I'm going to have to adjust my goal. But this is all very smart. It's a smart goal. I'm not just saying I want to run more this year. I'm being very specific with where I'm going to run, how far I'm going to run. My training will be with my running partner. So I have that social aspect of there. And there's my goal. Now, this goal, I will have my running program on the back side. So every time I look to see in January, how much do I have to run? I'll add that to the back of this page. So I can look at the back of this page every time and see how far I need to run. And since I'm running, I want to use something that is, encouraging for my running. Maybe if your dreams are not big enough, they don't scare you, and trust the process. So my running partner always says to me, we have a plan, and he always tells me, follow the plan. Do not change the plan. Follow the plan. So I have to trust the process of the Hal Higdon plan. And those are my reminders to do that.
Kesley,
Yes.
do you know of any software programs that do kind of the same thing besides like PowerPoint or like Word?
Yes, I love an online program, and they have an app called Canva, and you can in fact, the link to this will take you to Canva. You can do a free version of it. um, all these images actually came from Canva, so you can download. I do have the paid version of it, so I should back that off a little bit. But you can absolutely create a vision board. In fact, my daughter does a vision board in Canva, and then she uses it as her home screen every time. So yeah, you can definitely take your vision board and do it like on software. I do love the Canva because it's really good. Um, it's just a really good, easy format to use. Okay, so our last step, and how are we doing on time?
We are actually a little past time,
Oh,
but I'm not super fussed.
okay, I'm just going to finish this off then with our visualization board. So my last thing is to do that visualization so you know what you're looking for, and you know kind of what you want to have. Right, you've done your core values, you've written up your intentions, and now we want to put it all together in a visual in front of you so you can look at it and you can be inspired by your goals. So to do that, again, we're just going to take a piece of paper that fits in your happy planner or your notebook. You can do it on a sheet of paper that you can frame and really keep open and visual. I open my happy planner every day, so for me that makes sense to put it in there. And I just cut some paper out of my book so that I can have that lift that up over the edge of the images I want to add to my visualization. So I have create a happy life as my motto. I love adding washi tape. I add washi tape practically to everything I do. So fun. And it just adds a little pop of color there. So we're going to add a little washi tape on here. And then I have my pictures, which will go back to what I'm trying to achieve for this year. So either I can use my punch and punch them out. So if I want to eat healthy, I have my picture of a nice yummy salad here and being healthy. So we're just going to grab that. And I do have an Instagram page. It's Kesley, Kesley .365. So once I complete all these pages for you guys, I'll post them up there if you want to use them as a reference. for yourself. So there's my healthy goal and my taking care of myself. So I'm going to hold that one off. One of my goals this year, I want to visualize some travel with family that falls under my family and home. So I want to have some travel pictures in here. We're going to go to the beach. And before even though somebody asked me about setting up my home, I also, when I travel someplace else, I want to keep in mind that even though it's not my home, I'm spending time with my family. So doing the same things, intentions I have for my home life, like here where I live, I also want to carry those intentions with me when I travel so that I can be in the moment, so that I can enjoy my time with them, so that we're creating memories together that we want to take pictures of. That we're, our family, we play a lot of games together. So I want to include something about games. I want to include images of spending time with friends. I want that to run like I did when I was a kid and my running partner. It's okay to use the same visualization. And what I'm kind of challenging myself to do at the end of this year is to recreate the same page. We'll have to get back together in December, but recreate the same page using images of myself and my family. So instead of using images from a magazine, that's helping me put that intention out into the world. Finding these images kind of help me put that intention out there, but I want to use that image of my family, of having family dinners together when everybody's together. Reading more books is a goal of mine. My games. So like when we get together as a family and we're playing a game, I do want to take a picture, snap that picture, print it out, and put it in my year in review at the end of the year. So once you've kind of picked out some of your favorite pictures that you want to include, we're going to just add those in as a montage. If organization is important, you might want to organize these as you go along. I'm going to fill in any empty spaces I have here with little words, little strip box in here. So we're going to add those in like that. My healthy habits up here. If anybody wants to add anything you're going to focus on this year as we finish up doing this, if you know what your intention is, please feel free to add that to our chat. I'd love to see what you're gonna work on this year, what you want to achieve. If you have any last questions before we head out, please do ask those. I'll answer those real quick. Nicole can
We
read
do
those.
still need the link, Kesley, just
Oh,
a reminder.
yes. Thank you. Okay, so there, I've got those down, and then I'm just gonna peel that back and expose that there. And I'll add a few more as I go. And I like to leave a little empty space here and there so that I can add as I go along. If I find something that inspires me, like you don't have to do this all in one sitting. And the good thing about doing it on a spare paper is you can peel it up like that or recreate it if you need to. Okay, let me get that link for you. And if you have any last questions, please feel free to ask me. My my word for the year is intentional. I love that. It's intentional intent. Let's see. Okay, let me grab the link here. Anyone with the link can use this. All right, so I'm going to add this to our chat. Oh, here we go. Open up the chat. So, oh, I love that. Somebody's word of the year is celebrate. That is such a good word because, you want to take time to celebrate each moment, the big things and the little things. Don't feel like all of that is not important.
Kesley, did you put that in the chat?
I'm just putting that in there
Oh,
now.
I see it now. Perfect. That's for the hosts and panelists. Could you send
Oh,
that to everyone?
yes, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Yeah, there's everyone. Okay. And if you are interested in more about Happy Planner, kind of sorry, let me just redo that link there. Okay. If you're interested, we do have another class coming up using your Happy Planner and your month layouts. We're going to be going over how to create layouts for each month. Not your weekly layouts, just your monthly layouts, and how to kind of use some design principles to do that. So I'd love it if you can join me. I'd love to touch base back with where we are on here. If you do share on Instagram, please make sure to tag Make with Michaels. And is that the tag, Nicole? I can't remember.
Learn with Michaels. Yes.
Michaels. Yeah, so make sure you tag Learn with Michaels and we'll get to see what you create and what you're making. And again, you can always find me at kesley.365 on Instagram and in future classes with Michaels. So thank you, Nicole, for being so generous and letting me go over my time. And thank you for everybody who was able to stay. And don't forget, this is recorded, so you'll get the recording in about 24 hours.
Thank you so much, Kesley. We appreciate you. Have a great night, everyone.
Have
Thank you. Happy New Year.
a Stay safe.